Welcome to Harr Toyota. My name is Greg, Terry. We talked a little bit on the phone. This is the new Scion TC, exactly what we're looking for. In a second, I'm just going to open up the hood, show you a few things on there. Alright, so what we have here is the 2.5 liter.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to show you a few things under the hood, kind of give you a quick breakdown of it. Basically, 2.5 liter engine. It's redesigned for 2011. You have it comes with two different transmissions: 6-speed automatic and a 6-speed manual. The 6-speed automatic is a sequential shift transmission, so you can actually shift through the gears like a sports car. Okay. On the hood, you won't notice a couple of things. There's no plug wires, direct ignition system, so if you're going to keep the car forever, just overall ownership cost is really low on them. Also, you said you had an Acura before. You probably had to replace the timing belt a few times. These have a timing chain, zero maintenance, so something else you don't have to spend money on later. All the oil changes are 5,000 miles for Toyotas and Scion vehicles, so 5,000 or 6 months, whatever comes first, that's the suggested servicing.
Okay.
Safety-wise, you got a couple of things here. You have two breakaway engine mounts you see down there, Terry? All right. So basically, if this thing, have you ever seen a Toyota in a bad accident?
Yeah, a couple.
Oh, okay. So if you've seen a late model one anyway, it folds up really quick, like an accordion basically. Mm-hmm. As you get closer to the passenger compartment, if you get up to about here, the engine transmission actually drops underneath the vehicle, prevents it from pushing into the passenger compartment, right? Mm-hmm. Huge for safety. These are all these little things in here, these are called tailored blanks. As you get closer to the passenger compartment with an accident, depending on crash severity, it'll actually get more rigid as you get closer to the passenger compartment for obvious reasons. You know, safety. Yep. So if you've seen an accident car that was an accident up to about here, you'll notice even if the sides of the car aren't even touched, it's actually got, you'll see waves all in the paint and the body. It takes the energy from the crash and disperses it around the passenger compartment. Great technology. The horsepower on these, 180 horsepower. I know you've done a lot of research on it. 173 foot-pounds of torque, so it's got a ton of power. It's also got something called dual variable valve timing. Basically, when you hit the gas on your old car, you had to rev it up between 4,000 and 7,000 RPMs to get the power out of it. Well, this one you don't have to. Basically, it'll give you the power when it knows you're hitting the gas hard. It'll open the intake and exhaust valves and give you that power right when you need it. Okay. Awesome. All the fluids are translucent under here, so you can see right through them. One fluid you won't notice, there's no more power steering fluid. Electric power steering system. So when you get in this thing and you drive it, you'll notice the second you get in how easy it is to steer. Another fluid you're not going to have to worry about leaking or changing or having service later on. So it's a first for the Scion.
Beautiful.
Open the hood. One thing you'll notice here, you see this rubber? Mm-hmm. Right, as I close this, see how that seals perfectly? Mm-hmm. On the highway for wind noise, it's going to force the air to go over the vehicle and not through it. Basically reduces wind noise on the highway. If you notice, even your wipers are actually aerodynamic for the wind to flow right over. Out here you have projector beam headlamps, just awesome looking, and they're super bright on the road. Right? Come on right over here. Now you were talking a little bit about alloy wheels. These are the standard. These are awesome wheels. They're 18 inches. They have an optional 19-inch wheel for these cars too. I know we'll go over some of those options later, see if we can fit them into your budget. Of course, you know you have winter driving and stuff, so these might actually work out a little bit better for you. You also have breakaway mirrors both ways. If you get too close to that Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru, it's not going to break the mirror off. These are also LED signals. So when you hit the signals, if you're in traffic, these are going to be very bright, so people know when you're making a move. You're going to throw on the side of the vehicle, not in the front and the back. You have two sunroofs, panoramic. This one actually pops up and out for the highway, and it also just vents. You have another one back here. In the new Scion, a couple upgrades. A tilting telescoping wheel. Okay. Nice. Scion first. You have 8 airbags as standard equipment in the Scion TC now. So you have your side canopy airbags, your side bolster airbag, and you also have knee airbags for the drivers and the passenger side. They're just all over safety on these now too.
Nice.
Okay. You also have a height adjustable seats, which you didn't have in the old Scion. And also, they made the car much bigger, so if you just flip this forward, I'm just going to jump in the back there, Terry.
Okay.
And I'm not a huge guy, I'm about 5'11" or so. You can actually put the seat back a little bit there, Terry.
All right.
Slide it back. I I got a ton of room in here. I got about 8 inches between me and me and the back of the seat. It's just a huge vehicle.
Wow.
It's pretty nice to get out because that seat folds right forward. Not too bad at all.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Isn't it? All right, so went over some of that stuff. A couple of things they did. Your power mirrors are right here. Headlights. You have all your audio controls on here. The stereo system is absolutely incredible. You got an 8-speaker stereo. Look at these speakers on the side of the side here. You got 8 speakers, the standard. 3 of them are right next to you. It's a 300-watt Pioneer stereo system. That's standard. You can upgrade. There's a DVD a navigation system available as well. You also have the USB port and an iPod plug-in separate.
Okay.
The good thing about the USB port is you can plug your iPod in and use the controls on your steering wheel to shuffle through your iPod, so you don't even have to, grab it and start flipping through it. It's almost like texting and driving, not so safe.
Yeah.
So, all right. Come right around here to the back. One thing I didn't show you because it's easier back here, especially these back seats are actually reclining now. So you're going on a long trip with the guys, maybe like a late spring break or something. They want to take a nap on the way back, they can do that, no problem.
Awesome.
Seats also fold down. It's a huge storage compartment. If you're doing on a trip, depending on what you're doing, you said you're doing marketing, so if you have to bring some stuff with you and drop it off, you got plenty of space in there. All right. Underneath the thing I just noticed, see this?
Mm-hmm.
It's got Scion embedded in there. It's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. You had a little, did you know the warranties on these?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay, great. The Toyota warranties are now 3 years, 36,000 miles on Scions and Toyotas.
Okay.
So you're going to have, that's your bumper to bumper, covers everything except for your normal maintenance, tires, brake pads, wiper blades, that sort of stuff. Your powertrain warranty is 5 years, 60,000 miles. Covers all the big expensive stuff, engine, transmission, drive axles, and then corrosion protection's 5-year unlimited miles. Now Toyota nationally right now what they're doing, Scion included, they're giving you the maintenance free for the first 2 years, 25,000 miles.
Nice.
So you don't have to pay for oil changes, tire rotations, everything's included. It's on Toyota.
Okay.
All right. I'm just going to go over a few other safety things. You familiar with the 5-star safety system?
No, I'm not actually.
Okay. So basically, what happens with this vehicle has a 5-star safety, 5 points basically. Anti-lock braking system. Okay, you're familiar with that?
Yes.
Pretty standard. A lot of cars have had that for years. You have vehicle stability control.
Okay.
So we live in winter in New England. You're getting off that off-ramp in the wintertime. It's snowing. It's always covered in snow because that's the last thing they plow. If the car started to go sideways, it'll actually use the engine power on one wheel and braking in another to straighten you out and put you back on your intended path. Absolutely amazing technology. You have traction control, which is basically if you hit the gas, the wheel starts spinning. It'll cut the engine power back to reduce wheel spin. Okay. You have something called electronic brake force distribution. If you put a pile of bricks over this wheel in the back of the hatch, 200 pounds, you hit the brakes in an emergency situation, what's going to happen is it's going to put more brake force to this wheel to basically just make your brakes straight and even. Okay? You have something called brake assist, which is really cool. You have, if you hit the brakes and you say you hurt your leg, playing sports or something, you couldn't push it all the way. Basically, what's going to happen is it knows in an emergency situation, it'll actually help you brake the vehicle if you can't put the force on the brake pedal. It's good for somebody older driving it too if they don't have it in them anymore.
Pretty impressive.
Okay. And then the last thing you have is vehicles. Pretty much it. So what do you think?
Everything sounds good.
Hop in. Let's go for a test drive.
Awesome.